Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here with a full face of drugstore makeup. Lots of favorites in here, not a ton of new stuff per se, so lots of things you may already have in your collection. If you enjoyed this type of video, be sure to subscribe. My next video is going to be my favorite drugstore foundations, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to kick it off with the Indeed Labs Nano Blur Color Corrector. This is in the peach shade. Comes in a green and a yellow, and then the original Nano Blur. It's a really cool product, and it was actually in Euphoria recently. I'm still a couple of episodes behind. I haven't watched the finale. Been trying to dodge spoilers pretty unsuccessfully. But yeah, I really do enjoy this primer. It really helps to smooth out the skin, and you can wear it on its own too. I'm going to be using the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It's their Naturally Radiant foundation. I did a full review on this a while back. I really love this foundation a lot. And I love NYX because it comes in 40 different shades, which is phenomenal. I'm a caramel gal when it comes to NYX. And to me, this foundation does kind of give me NARS Naturally Radiant Tinted Moisturizer vibes. This has a little bit more coverage, but it's a good alternative. Also, I bought a curling iron, finally, and I burned my neck. Not a hickey, unfortunately. I'm a little bit under the weather today, so my voice is kind of raspy. I've always wanted a raspier voice than what I have, and when people have like a cold or flu and their voice gets like really raspy, it makes my eyes water, but in a good way. I wish I just had like a sexier, sultry, more raspy kind of voice. But yeah, I think this foundation is so beautiful. I think most skin types could use it. If you are oily, obviously the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop is going to be a better option if you're looking for matte, but it is a really beautiful foundation. Then I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I really like this concealer, really great one from the drugstore. Drugstore concealers have come such a long way. For a while there, they were so trash. The shade range, the coverage, but yeah, I really like this one. It's in the shade Latte. And then for cream contour, I'm going to use one of my favorite cream contours from the drugstore. This one is phenomenal. It's the Makeup Forever Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Contour in, I believe, Where's Walnut? Yeah. I've gone through several of these. Really creamy, really easy to use. I wish it had more shades because this is the deepest shade. But so good, totally underrated. And now I'm just going to blend in the concealer. You can build up that foundation a little bit more, but I like it at like kind of a lighter to medium. You won't get really full out of it in my opinion. That's more than NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, but really nice coverage. And then I'm going to blend out the contour, and then I'm going to go in with my cream blush. I don't like to do it all at once, personally. Just like, look how easy this blends out. I did a Instagram reel recently on the Fenty Matchstick because I tried that back when it first launched and I really didn't like it. I found it to be so dry. I like it now. It has a more cool tone than this one. But yeah, now I like them both. I will say the Wet n Wild is slightly easier to work with because other people commented on that video saying that they did have trouble with the Fenty. I keep seeing videos of people putting their contour up really high, so I'm going to add a little bit extra up there. I grabbed this shade from ColourPop. I mean, debatable if it's a... This is an interesting shade actually because it's sort of browny. I did want something with a little bit more pink in it, but my powder blush has pink, so that's okay. But these are really nice. Lots of great shades. This is an interesting shade too. I don't have much else like this. But ColourPop, they overdo it a bit with the launches. It just kind of becomes white noise, sort of. I'm going to use the Burt's Bees Luminizer. I talked about this in my most recent best highlighters for a natural glow, for textured skin, for mature skin. This reminds me a lot of the Refi. It reminds me a lot of just like all those kind of gloss highlighters. It's so beautiful. It comes in, I believe, 3 shades. I'm using the shade, who are you? Golden Hour. And then I think there's a bronzy one, and then there's a lighter pink one. It's so beautiful. Really, really, really nice. I know I've said this before, but Burt's Bees makeup has really quite impressed me. You know I'm a big fan of setting spray all along the way. This isn't so much a setting spray. Like, I wouldn't say it locks my makeup in place, but it makes it look so good. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water. So to set my under eye, I'm going to use the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Powder. I want to try this in the other shades. I've only tried it in the translucent, but I have to say I really like it. I like it all over my face too. Just shaking it out of the package. Not just for my under eye, but I have to say I like it on the under eyes. It's nice and soft. It doesn't have a lot of like whiteness to it. It has almost a beige undertone, so I feel like those types of loose translucent powders tend to look better on my skin tone. And to set my face, I'm going to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Powder Foundation. I reviewed this and I didn't really like it as a powder foundation on its own, which sucked because I love the liquid. But I do like it to set my face, to add a little bit of color, to help mattify, and to up the coverage a little bit without making things cakey. It just felt like it almost kind of oxidized a little bit on its own, but when I put it over foundation, it's okay. And then I've been using this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer again. Love their butter products. This is in Sculpting. And this is one of the cooler toned ones. And for whatever reason, I've been into a cooler tone bronzer lately. I'm trying to be a little bit more contoury. I don't know. But it still bronzes, but it's definitely a great shade if you're like my skin tone. And you're looking for something, you know, neutrally cooly. A lot of them can be quite orange. Okay, so I'm going to prime my eyes with the Revlon Color Stay Eyeshadow Primer. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you might be like, why is she using an eyeshadow primer and not her concealer? But if you've been watching my videos in the past month or two, you know that for no reason whatsoever, I've gotten back into eyeshadow primer. Well, not no reason. First of all, I have a bunch and I want to use them, but secondly, it does kind of work better than concealer sometimes, depending on. Okay, let me bring them in for the eyes. Okay, so I'm breaking out my ColourPop singles. I was kind of thinking about them because I saw that Makeup Geek is no longer. So I was kind of thinking about my ColourPop singles this weekend. So I'm going to take this shade here. This is the only annoying part. Bel Air. I don't know what's still available, what's not. And in classic YouTuber style, I hope you can't hear the drilling that's going on the floor above me. I'm like, I'm not going to mention it because you can't hear it. But then there's going to be that one time that you can. Anyways, I like this shade. It's kind of a cool tone, sort of contoury shade. Adds a little bit of definition, but not a lot of warmth, not a lot of coolness. Just sort of get me started. Then I'm going to take this shade Centerfold. Just like a nice peach. Start to warm things up. Also, thank you to everybody who has been listening to the podcast. Just getting such amazing feedback of people saying that they feel like heard and seen and validated, and you know, like it's like listening to friends. If you haven't listened yet, basically on the podcast it's my friend Jess and I, and we talk a little bit about everything, but it all kind of ends up boiling down to, you know, self-development, self-worth, but not in like a cheesy way. It's not too motivational, I swear. But yeah, we've both been really, really enjoying it. So it's been just a really amazing experience. Well, I was gonna say I just bought, but I bought a while ago and I haven't used yet. Bratty. I'm gonna go for like an orangey pink eye today. I'm in the mood for that. I love a pink eye. The eyeshadow. Not the ailment. And just, I'm using the same brush for all of this, just kind of building, buffing. Who are you? Sandbar. And okay, what's interesting is I also bought this shade, and I don't know if some of the shades are messed up because one of these is saying it's named Stay Golden, which like you're mauve. But this is called Take a Sip Matte, but it has sparkle in it. It's not a metallic shade. And this I'm going to use with a denser brush. Or will I use my finger? Okay, wait. Okay, no. This is doing it. And then I think this shade is so beautiful, but it's quite orange in Tangerine Dream. So I could do that on the inner corner, or this is really pretty too, a little bit lighter. Just dug my nail into that. Party Favors. I'm gonna start with the lighter Party Favors and see what happens. Ooh, yeah, that's a beautiful, bright metallic. Okay, let me take a little bit of the more orangey one and see. I'll just double up. And I always like to bring it like this. I don't know why. Okay, then I've got this new L'Oreal mascara, the Voluminous Noir Balm. And it's supposed to be good for like sensitive eyes and nourishing, I believe, to the lashes. I quite like it. It gives like super black, lots of volume and length, but like no clumping. So they still, your lashes don't look heavy. There's still a fluff factor. And I like it for lower and upper. Okay, now I'm going to put these brows in place with the NYX Brow Styler. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this. I want to try the full size. For some reason I feel like that will be different. But it definitely like does a better job than pretty much all the other brow gels that I've tried from the drugstore. For blush, I grabbed a classic, but one that like I actually don't have that much experience with, Mellow Wine from Wet n Wild. This was like everybody's favorite. And not that it, I don't know, I never used it really, for no reason in particular. But it's really pretty. I wish they would come out with some more shades of these actually. And then a highlighter that I cannot get enough of lately, drugstore, not whatever, I've been wearing this on the daily. This is from NYX, and it's the Daytime Halo. It's almost creamy, kind of bouncy. It's so beautiful. The High Glass is the name of it. The Daytime Halo is the shade. So beautiful. You do another quick round of that. And then for my lip, I haven't really decided. Oh, okay, so I grabbed a couple. I think I'm gonna use this one from CoverGirl. I freaking love these CoverGirl lipsticks. They have a bunch of great nudes. And I'm gonna use this. You can definitely hear that drilling. ColourPop lip liner. And this is CoverGirl Tempting Toffee. Kind of cooler tone nude. And then why don't I, because I also grabbed this out. This is one of my most used lip products of all time. The CoverGirl Melting Pout Matte in Coral Chronicles. If you, CoverGirl, you watching this? You watching? Don't ever discontinue this, okay? I can't take it! Can't take another hit. So here is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me with some of these fabulous drugstore products. All ones that I really, really love so much and highly, highly recommend. So if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!